Right now, we're going to move on to a segment called Frenchie's Corner. Let's get that Frenchie guy up here with me.
Bonjour.
Frenchie Monette, how are you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. Feeling a bit off today, so that's why I'm not gonna be as much on the show. But it's my pleasure producing it and drinking some coffee and trying to get awake a bit. That being said, hell of a match, hell of two matches we had last day yesterday. One thing I wanted to talk about specifically, and as usual, I'll let the ticker talk for me. For those people who are not on YouTube or listening to stereo, should Chandru stay on SWAG? You can see it was hard on both, right? Winston is emotional. Chandru is a heel. I was expecting to say something stupid, like not stupid, but like heelish, and you can just see he was hurt, right? That being said, for me, I say Chandru should definitely stay on SWAG. And hear me out. I get it when emotions are high, frustration is high. You just kind of want to get rid of things, right? And start anew. But from my professional experience, my best relationships at work were the ones that at first I bucked. There's always emotions at high rise. And then with that emotion, some interesting things can come out of it, right? Some interesting relationships come out of adversity. So I think especially for what for what Winston has brought Chandru in the past, they can work out that kink, be even more stronger, and get out of it even more. It is just because it doesn't went well, that situation doesn't mean you have to get rid of it out of the way. There's some people have that that instinct to just like move on. I think it would be a mistake. I get refreshing, but doesn't mean you're gonna get that relationship that chemistry you had before with someone else. Chemistry is really hard to find. So instead of risking something and going on to something else, you can just rebuild or do something new with Winston and keep the relationship you have and really rise from the ashes. So look, I get it's changing is the easier thing to do, and the right thing to do would be the hardest thing to do is keep with that relationship. It's like any relationship in life, right? It's so easy to break up with your girlfriend. It's harder to work on the problem, but if you do, you have a solid relationship if it works.
Once again, I couldn't disagree with you more.
Obviously.
Although you are right about one thing, and I can't even remember what it was that you were right about. So I guess maybe you weren't right about anything. No, you were right about the one thing. I'll give you a little credit here. When you said, sometimes doing the right thing is the hard thing.
Yeah.
You are right, but you're wrong about what the hard thing is to do, and therefore what the right thing is. Now, they made a great team last year, Chandru and Winston, but there were clearly issues before last night's match even happened. Chandru is not happy for whatever reasons, which we found out there toward the end of the match. But the facts are, dude, that Chandru, he's angry, he's hurt that he lost. He's very upset with Winston. Winston is he maybe feels a little, maybe not betrayed, but just a little upset that Chandru is so upset at him. Maybe feels like he let Chandru down. Because dude, you had Winston there about to cry at the end. He had apologizing for not having been there and having to delegate some things perhaps because he's been busy with other things. And that is on Winston. Okay. And then Chandru, he's upset. I think that the right thing to do, which is going to be very hard, is to part ways. And I have a proposal here that I think that because Winston's also, we found out last night, he's got his hands full with Laura Kelly. He's trying to win her over. Okay, I think he needs to just cut ties with Chandru, and he needs to offer Shannon Barney a straight up trade. Chandru for Marisol. And I know that Chandru's value right now is a little higher than her,
Okay.
a lot higher. But hold on, dude, hear me out now. They've got issues, and Winston cannot handle any more issues. He's already got Laura on his hands. So he offers a straight up trade with Shannon Barney, where corruption would take Chandru, and he would fit in great there. I really think he would. Marisol, it would be shitty, and it would suck for Shannon to have to give her up. But we all know that she wanted both her and Laura Kelly. She couldn't make it happen. So why not just call it a loss, take Chandru, send Marisol over there. Perhaps then Marisol and Laura Kelly maybe they'll both find a little bit more happiness and give Winston a better chance at building the team with both of those ladies.
Okay, I get it. And again, like if it's sometimes a bad relationship, yeah, you kind of have to admit, moving on is the best thing. But I don't think they're at that point. Emotions were high, and like Sean Buckley said, was Winston maybe that good of an actor? You never know. It might be part of the storyline, right? But I think the storyline kind of mixes with real emotion felt, if ever it is the case. But to get and put him on corruption, and for me, would be beneficial for SWAG, not beneficial for corruption, because you have Kalinowski and Chance. If you put a third person, you can I think only put 2 people into the IG tournament. For me, if there is a trade to be done, it would be for corruption. I would think probably more
than Chance and Marisol for Chandru.
No,
I know that's not realistic. There's no way Chance is getting out of there, but I'm showing you how much higher I value Chandru and how much I think he could. He could definitely benefit from both Ellison and Kalinowski, as well as Shannon Barney, of course, manager of the year, hands down, last season. But I just that's how much higher I value Chandru. But
I get it. Look, I
bring up a valid point that then you would have 3 IG powerhouses. And so get rid of Ellison. Sorry.
No, but here's the thing. Like, if it worked you don't touch the core that won you the cup, right? You don't touch that core. You would have to go to a faction that needs personally an IG, which would be Quirky Mercs, but he doesn't fit Quirky Mercs at all. His storyline, his characters, it doesn't fit. So for me, if you're just trying to get rid of him because there's a bit of tension, again, that's the easy thing to do. The hardest thing to do in life is to confront reality and confront your emotions and work at it, right? Which I truly believe Winston is the best person to do that, to work through it, because you can see he's emotionally intelligent. He's able to find that middle ground because he is the tweener of all managers. He's able to work with the heels, the baby faces. So you can see he's able to adjust on who he's with. Even with Laura Kelly, the whole stepfather thing is kind of freaking hilarious. But he can definitely do that with his baby brother, right? He really, I think, do consider Chandru as his baby brother, and you don't let that go. I think he's going to say, anyways, for now, if he keeps losing, Chandru keeps losing, maybe it makes sense eventually. But right now, because he lost the belt, I get it. Emotions are high. It would be a hardcore mistake to do so, though, in my opinion.
Well, follow me on this power move, if it could be a power move. What if because the only other faction I can see Chandru with is the Dungeon. How about this move for you? What if Kaiser would offer Winston a straight up trade Mara for Chandru, take the points Mara just won, and then use Chandru to build more points as he makes a comeback?
No, and I don't think you inherit the points that a player wins when you trade, right? So for me,
no, you don't know. Dungeon would keep the points that Mara just made.
Yeah, okay.
Get rid of her, get Chandru, then collect all the points you make this season.
It's trading. That's and this is coming from an addict from trading and fantasy. That's just trading for trading, right? That again benefits SWAG. It does not benefit Dungeon. You have to find a trade that benefits both, and that's a bit hard to do with Chandru, especially with his character. Let alone the benefits, you have to also find a team that will adapt to his current storyline character, and that's a bit hard, right? You would have corruption. You have maybe usual suspects, but even then, it's hard. So for me, work at it. You both are able to find a middle ground. I believe in you both, and definitely find another just another angle to this and work together. All right, so enough about us, my friend. I want to hear what both Dans think about this.
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.